Hey, what's going on? Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of 58South TV Presents Topics of Discussion. It is I, your host, Mr. Minding His Bald Head Business, 58South. I got my player partners in here with me. Y'all know Jalapeno Jones.
Boom, 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 boom. What up, everybody?
Then I got one of the OGs in here. You know what I mean? She hit me up after last episode like, man, you can't do another one of those without having me on here. Amber Tha Hustla, what's going on?
Hello, it's Amber Tha Hustla.
Uh-oh, she's back.
I'm back.
Yeah. Fresh off mother duties. How's everybody?
Wonderful. Happy Saturday.
Yes, indeed. Happy Saturday to both of y'all as well.
Yeah.
Man.
All that goodness. Everybody had a good week?
Yeah,
man. Working and, working.
it was busy.
Yeah,
Bills were
yeah.
paid, so I'm in the house today.
That's all.
Hey, right.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do. Well, before we even get started, look, everybody, I know the weather's breaking. It feels good outside, but this is peak flu season, man. This is when you're going to get yourself hurt and everybody else around you thinking everything's sweet, because it's not. Especially in North Carolina. It was like 60 degrees. What was it, last week before, something like that? Then it went back to freezing temperature. Now they're talking about snow next week. So please, y'all,
man.
please, be careful. It attacks children a lot harder. Unfortunately, last year I actually attended a funeral of a family member. She was in elementary school. She ended up passing away from respiratory complications. And they actually did a piece on her on the news, like in the Raleigh area, because the mom and dad wanted to raise awareness of how serious it actually is, the respiratory illness during flu season. That and the elderly are the other major group that get affected more aggressively. So please, y'all, be mindful, be careful, keep your immune system boosted. What else can I tell you? Always keep some long sleeves on. I'm gonna talk to you like the old folks. Keep some long sleeves on. It's
Amber.
that time of year.
Amber.
So you were thinking, I'm over here like, this daggone Solomon. I'm in the house, though. I'm in the house.
Okay.
This is more like an undershirt, because I'm a firm believer in the undershirt. Like, when I was a kid, my mama kept me in an undershirt during this season, okay?
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
and I do the same thing with Rain. Like, even when it was warm the other week, she still had on a puffer coat and an undershirt and a long sleeve shirt and some long crew socks. Like, because I refuse. But it's real, though. Like, I think when I was at my cousin's house, me and Ray were probably over there for like 30 minutes so she could see her younger cousins. And I heard one cough. Then one cousin came home from work and said, "Oh, I don't feel good." And my next cousin came home. I said, "Oh, no, we got to go. We were there for 30 minutes. That next week, Rain was out of school the whole week because she was sick as a dog. She didn't eat for like 2 or 3 days. And she's very asthmatic. So she was in the hospital in January for about 5 days. So it's very real. It's so much going. It's just so many other things that's going around, and the flu can turn into so many things. So it's very good to practice those teachings that you've learned from growing up in the country like us.
Yeah. Keep some sleeves on and stay from round people. Those exact words said that exact way. Stay from round people.
Okay.
That's it.
Keep you some airborne. That's some good stuff. I don't know if you've heard of that.
What's that? Like an emergency or something?
Yeah, like
totally
emergency,
different.
but it's called airborne.
Okay.
Mhm.
I try to grab. You put it in your drink or something, or how that work?
Put it in some water, chug it, throw it back.
As far as for the kids, if you don't mind, what did the doctors end up giving your daughter to help?
Well, when Rain was in the hospital, she was there because she had a major asthma attack. So she was there.
So it wasn't.
Yeah, but she had been sick before. So that cold led her to having an asthma attack, just because she had so much mucus build up in her lungs and stuff. But ultimately, there really wasn't much to do for her other than keeping her on the oxygen until she could, breathe on her own. But as far as what I did when I got her home, when she was sick from being at my family member's house, I bought those little, I don't know if you've ever seen them, like those immune boosters in like the produce section in like your local grocery stores.
They look like little shots.
Little shots.
Yeah.
Rain hates them, But if I can give her that with like a cup of orange juice, like I'll let her chase it. She just don't have to chase it. But I do like cayenne pepper. And if I make her some soup, I use, my herbs. And I'm big on a lot of natural stuff these days. So I've been going to, fresh markets, Whole Foods, and just getting those natural herbs and just putting them in my soups, you know what I'm saying? Or tea or whatever, because it works.
Yeah.
It works. And a lot of people don't know, but honey, keep raw honey in your cabinets. It is so beneficial.
What kind of honey?
Raw.
Raw. Just had to clarify that. I couldn't hear that. I had to make sure my headphones didn't work for a second.
Yes, bro.
From a pre-existing conversation before we started recording.
Raw dog nation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on over here to RDE Records.
We're waiting for you. We are waiting for you.
I told y'all, I'm not part of RDE Entertainment, man. Anyway, Joose.
Yes, sir.
Any thoughts on the flu topic before we get up out of here?
Just, I'm seeing it firsthand. It's crazy. Everybody getting sick, everybody, so it's real crazy out there. Just be safe and take care of yourself as much as you can, because it is out there, rapidly spreading.
Stop touching people's hands.
Yeah.
No. Not Raw Dog Entertainment telling people
Raw
stop touching people's
Dog Entertainment.
You hit one of those. How you doing? All right.
Oh, that's it, huh?
Nah.
You're a raw damn elbow. Here, take a raw elbow.
Shake your hand. But this is Raw Dog Entertainment. I'm just saying.
Shut up.
The messaging. The messaging it's not congruent. I'm just saying. It's not congruent. But anyway.
It works. It works, though. It works.
Look, yesterday was Valentine's Day. Did y'all do anything special with your sweetheart? Did y'all have a sweetheart? But Joose married, so he got a.
I'm about to say Joose is married, so I'm waiting for him to speak up first.
He got a.
The crazy thing, it still wasn't even all that. I ended up in the studio with Money Mills recording the joint. Yeah, man, I ain't recorded a joint in like 3.5 years. So, yesterday was that was my love, the studio.
Nice.
So everything else wasn't what it was, you know what I mean? But it had a great Valentine's Day either way. Got new music on the way too. Raw music.
Yeah, RDE coming through.
Sleeping on the Couch Records.
Sleeping on the couch records, huh? Wow.
Yeah, hit single. Baby, take me back. I went to the studio.
Funny.
I went to the studio on Valentine's
Raw.
Day. That's what's up.
Maybe they have plans for another day.
Maybe.
I mean,
hey, maybe not.
I visited my cousins last night. They've been married for like 30 years.
God bless
them. And
them.
I was like, oh, are y'all doing anything? And she was like, girl, we'll celebrate Valentine's Day. I was like, oh, okay, my bad. Like, I didn't know. But they don't. Like, they don't really, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they don't do that. She was like, we'll do that. Not to mention their anniversary is in March.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't really do too much. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, honestly, even still, she probably said they probably wouldn't have celebrated Valentine's Day. It's just not that deep.
And at the end of the day, I don't even know how Valentine's Day, like, even became these hearts and chocolates. I don't know where this even came from, and these flowers, knowing how negative of a place it really derived from. I don't understand.
We've been doing Valentine's Day all wrong this whole time. Like,
how did that convert to what it is now? Like, how did that happen? For the people that don't know, it's not all about. It wasn't about hearts and chocolates and flowers. It wasn't about that.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah. It was not about that at all.
At
all. It started off as a celebration for to promote fertility. Oh, I'll make sure I get it all the way right.
Yeah, you're right.
Fertility, romance, the founders of Rome, to purify and promote health and to ward off evil spirits, right? So the priest would sacrifice goats and dogs, use some of the skin from the animals that they sacrificed. Oddly enough, that strip of skin was called a thong.
No.
And they go around whipping women with the thong. and that's supposed to help promote fertility. Then the women will put their name in an urn or a jar, whatever, and the guys, the single guys, would draw their names, and for the festival or the actual ritual, they're together for the duration of the ritual. Sometimes it lasted longer, sometimes it didn't. Kind of like, not really an arranged marriage, but kind of like, you know what I mean? Because the women didn't really get to pick. It was the guy who picked.
And the part of like whipping women, like that was a little triggering for me. And I'm like, you know, there's so much in like old history of like, you know, it just makes me realize like how much like power women have. Like, I'm like, dang, like you out here whipping these women with dead animal parts, like to promote fertility. Like, that's wild.
But I mean, some women still get tied up and get whipped and stuff like that.
My choice.
Sure. I mean, we can say that. We can say that. I thought the more interesting part to me was the whole like kind of draft lottery of how you pick the date. You should pull the name out that.
Yo, that's crazy.
So with whatever you what you read up on, like, did it say how they were matching them? Like what made the match?
The criteria was they had to be single and the men had to be unmarried. So there still wasn't any adultery going on. So there wasn't like, well, I guess known married guys drawing names out of the jar. So as long as you were single, you were eligible.
Okay. Sounds about right.
Yeah. I think I think that would have been something I'd have participated in, drawing a name out of a hat. And seeing what was what. Because the thing is, it only had to last for the duration of the actual festival. And it was from like the 13th to the 15th. So that's pretty much homecoming.
Okay. That's how we're going to call it? We're going to call it fertility homecoming?
I mean, yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, just pretty much Roman Geo.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, Roman Geo.
So
I know one thing, there was a lot of raw dogging going on. I know that much.
Is that?
Nope, that is not. Nope, this episode is not sponsored by. No, I knew where you were going. No, it's not. It's not. I want everybody to be able to watch my shows from now on, from the kids to the old people. Nope.
Man.
So, as I was reading the article, it kind of fast forwards to there was a pope or something like that who decided to like kind of romanticize Valentine's Day. And I think that's how, like in the Shakespeare era, and that's when it started to become less of a festival of darkness.
Pope
Gelasius or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. So they started to get into. So I was like, oh, I didn't realize that Hallmark went back that far in life. Like these cars, people were taking. I'm like, because that's what it said in the article, and it was like, back when Hallmark was smaller than what it was, and I'm like, are you sure it was that far back?
Nah, it wasn't. No. When the Pope did all that, that was in like the 5th century. So Hallmark wasn't around in the 5th century.
And then I was like, I just don't think
I got confused too.
Accurate.
I got confused with it when I read it too.
The part that confused me was when y'all read it too, did y'all see how they were like, they don't really know which Saint Valentine they was talking about because it was two of them. One they killed. One they killed because he was marrying people in secret, and they wanted all the single people to go into war, well, single men to join the military and go into war. So they forbid them from getting married. Then the other one, I wasn't sure if they were trying to say that the other one was the same guy who tried to marry the jailer's daughter. Then they cut his head off. And the last thing he said was, "Love your sweet Valentine." And that's why they got
Valentine. Yeah, he was writing letters. Cards. Yeah, he was writing letters and stuff.
Oh my God.
I was confused on, was he writing the letters to one specific person, or was he writing these love letters for the people that were jailed, like writing them for like on their behalf, I guess?
Say he was writing them to the jailer's daughter. That just sound more. To me. That just sound more plausible. You know what I mean? Because I don't know why I'm writing to all these other people when they're about to kill me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know anything. I don't know them.
Confused. I was, but I was just like, all right, we're gonna break this down.
Yeah. And even in the midst of all my confusion, I was like, so still, how did we get to the little naked man shooting arrows and all this? Where we get him from? Yeah. Where we get a naked baby shooting arrows from? But love will make you do. Well, I guess the idea of love will make you do strange stuff, like believe in a little white baby half naked shooting arrows at you.
God, man, I don't get it. I don't get it.
So because Valentine's Day came up, there was a lot of talk about, how we show love. A lot of my girlfriends, some of them are single, some of them are married, but my single friends, of course, their Valentine was their kid. You know what I'm saying? Which mine was too. And I was talking about how I think it's very important that we show our children good examples of what love is. So yesterday, I made sure I talked to you yesterday when I was on the phone with you, and I was at Five Below getting her like a little basket of just all her little favorite things. And a friend of mine stopped by and brought me some flowers and a card. Had no idea he was coming by. I hadn't talked to him in a while. It was just surprised that he stopped by and brought that to me. And I just thought that was so sweet. But Rain goes, "That's my Valentine. Get off my Valentine. My mommy's my Valentine." And she didn't want to. She was so upset that I hugged him. Like, she was so upset. But I just thought that was so sweet. And I have been talking to my girlfriends and just, figuring out more ways to kind of show, especially our daughters, you know what I'm saying, more love and just showing them what that looks like. So I guess my question is, because I have kids, so I was like, how would you, like, what would be your steps to do that? Like, how do you see that our children should be shown acts of love?
Without me having children, that is tough for me to answer, but I will give it my best shot. Just a lot of respect in front of the kids. I want that to be the basis of it whenever I do decide to join RDE Entertainment and make a kid.
Come on, we're waiting for you.
And from now on, we're only going to refer to it as RDE. We're not even going to say the whole thing on here. It's just RDE. That'll be understood amongst us and our fan bases. RDE, right?
Cool.
So
my question is, I just wanted to know, like, how do you show, kids what love is, and like, what is the representation of that look like when you're giving that to, and you don't have to have kids. Like, I think that, we have nieces, we have, little cousins and things. We have different relationships with different children in our lives. So it doesn't have to, I know you don't have kids, so it's, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to be relevant to them being yours, but I'm just curious to know, as our Black men, where are we at with that?
Now, when you say, show them what love is, you mean, towards the opposite gender or
yeah,
to
that too.
them,
Yeah, yeah, to opposite gender and to them as well. I just think that's very important. Like I'm coming into, a lot of my friends' children are older than Rain. She's 5, but like I have friends whose kids are 12, and they're at that stage where they like boys, and you know what I'm saying. And those are, like, oh, the boy asked my niece to be her Valentine, and I was like, well, so what the freak that mean?
yeah,
like, so I'm like, okay, like, are they exchanging gifts or what they doing? So I just kind of wanted to know.
I'm gonna let you go first, brother.
Joose, you want to go first or? Okay. Well, as far as what I do, man, with my nephews and nieces and stuff like that, man, the biggest thing I do is listen to them. You know what I mean? I don't act as if whatever they're saying doesn't mean anything because they're kids.
Mm-hmm.
I take everything they say into consideration because, I was a kid before. I remember what it was like to say something and a grown person would look at you and kind of, shoo you off because you haven't had a lot of life experience. I mean, when kids are talking to you and asking you stuff, they generally want to know and they genuinely care. And sometimes kids have a lot of insight, man. Like indigo children. Y'all know what the indigo children thing means, right? Kids who seem like they've been here before. Yeah,
I have one.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. For real though. Yeah. She FaceTimes. She FaceTimes a lot. Straight up. But yeah, listen to them. No real like harsh criticism without showing support first. And what I mean by that is, say you're at one of their games or something like that, and they didn't perform the best. Mind you, they're still children. So what I'd say to them is, hey man, you did great. But next time, what will make it even better is if you would have did this, that, or the third. You know what I mean? Just small stuff. That way you don't leave with criticism to make them not want to do something ever again. Because they're kids, man. They got all the time in the world to get better at whatever it is they want to do. As far as showing them what love looks like toward the opposite gender, I can honestly tell you I'm not qualified to do that part, because most of my interactions with the opposite gender aren't, public life. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I can't, that's not the part I can show my nephews right now. You know what I mean? They've yet to see me at like Thanksgiving festivities and Christmas festivities with somebody of the opposite gender. So, I'm not qualified to do that part just yet.
Well, I just think when it comes to the
Just where you
other
at with it,
gender,
man?
and showing love to the kids in front of the other gender, it's like, it's just the respect level that a man shows a woman or reciprocate a woman shows a man. The respect between each other, I think, shows, the kids a lot, and the bond that you show, that you created with this person, they get to see that. I think it all plays a part into love. Love is all formed from that. When you see the bond of two people, and that's where I'm at with it.
I feel that.
What was so when y'all were growing up, right? If not parents, maybe aunts and uncles. What was that? What was your first impression of what love was when you were younger?
That's deep. I'll be real. I'm. I don't know how to say this without it being too long-winded, but
Talk, man. Good.
I'm getting to a point now where I'm starting to recognize what my version of love is, like what I think love is. You know what I'm saying? I was raised by a single mom. So I saw my mother be in long-term relationships, you know what I mean? But I've never seen her married. Like I don't, you know what I mean? And some of those relationships, I mean, she like I call him my stepdad. She's been with him for 20 years. You know what I mean? And I've seen him support her, and I've seen them at their worst. And you know what I mean? So for me, I don't really have an image of like in my head of like when I learned that, but I will say like my aunt, I'm married and I love her to death. Like she's shown me love in so many ways. Just always trying to keep me motivated and supporting me as a young woman, and as I've gotten older in these days and I now have a child and a young Black girl at that, it's very important for me that I'm learning how to love myself in ways that I feel like I didn't receive that when I was younger. So I can't say that there's anything in particular that stands out for me about when I, realized what love was, but I know that I have a lot of love in my life, but may not have been in certain ways that I feel like I should have received it. But I've had a lot of love in my life, and I know what it means to be loved.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying?
My parents, when my dad was alive and when I was young, my mom and my dad, I used to always see them together, and just the love, they showed me. I just started understanding what love was. But I really learned love like from TV and movies too. A lot of TV and movies always had like love scenes in it and stuff like that. So I could start deciphering, different things. Like when they would show a love scene, they would have certain kind of music that would go along with it. So I started putting that together myself, and that's how I started looking at love. And from that to people around me, and then, I could tell, I'd be like, oh, they look like they doing the same thing that they was doing on TV or in the movie. So they must be in love. That's how I looked at it. And then other than that, my family, we just got love for each other, like me, my sister, my brother, we always had love. We still got love, a lot of love in our family. So I always had that kind of love, too. So love.
Hey, so let me ask y'all, so sound like what y'all correct me as soon as I start saying something that's not congruent to what y'all was saying. Yeah, I like saying congruent these days. So, love is more so physical. Like when y'all were growing up, you saw it as something that was physical. Yeah. Amber?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay. How Joose was saying, he picked up a lot of stuff from watching TV. On TV, most of the things it's like holding hands, intimate touching, things like that.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the same way you kind of thought of it when you were coming up? Something
I mean,
physical?
yeah, definitely. Yeah. I thought that was supposed and I think that for young girls, it's hard to determine, what's too much and what's not like appropriate for you when it comes to that physical. You know what I mean? Like you can go through a promiscuous stage in life and you know what I mean? Like it's hard to determine that I feel like for boys and men, like, that's a natural thing for them and it's okay for them to be that way. So it's hard to kind of have that balance in that when you're a young lady.
My fault. I ain't even answered the question. What what I saw love as being was it was less physical, like as far as like kissing, hugging, touching, stuff like that. But it was more so, it was action, but it wasn't physical. And what I mean by that is how people were taking care of their loved ones, like making sure that every day you had something to eat, you had somewhere to lay your head, you were able to wash off. You didn't have to worry about where, your necessities were coming from. That's what I saw as love, because for the most part, man, it was I hate to say tough love, because then people start thinking like something that it really wasn't. So what my idea of what tough love was like your grandmas and all that stuff. They weren't like the real soft, mushy grandmas. I don't know who made these Eastern North Carolina grandmas, but they ain't with all that lovey-dovey. Nah, they got up first thing in the morning, tended to their garden, woke you up, made sure you out of their house. I don't care what you do, just go do something. You can't lay in here all day. That type of stuff. But you ain't never had to worry about where your food was coming from. If there was an issue and you were in the right, they had your back. Because if you were in the wrong, they were gonna be the first ones to let you know you were in the wrong. And things of that nature. So seeing the physical aspect of love, that didn't come till when did it come? I don't even think that ever came, because I still didn't equate the physical part to actual love. Because I mean, just because you do whatever with somebody, don't mean you love them. So I ain't really equate that part to it. Like far as what you was talking about with TV and all that, I just that's just what people did on TV. I don't mean they love them. It's just what people did on TV.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
The flip side of that love, though, some of the stuff you had sent me through the email, as far as women going crazy. I ain't even gonna say going wild, but women going pure crazy out here. Even dating back to I wrote her name down because I ain't want to just call her old girl. To Crystal Candelario, 32-year-old from Ohio, who had went on the 10-day.
The one that went out the country.
Went on a 10-day trip.
Yeah.
And left the baby. God almighty, I'm drawing a blank right now. Crib. Thank you. Yeah, left the baby in the crib and came back and thought the baby was gonna be just fine.
She even made her up like a few bottles and stuff. Like left some bottles in there for her so she can just,
oh my God.
All right, got my milk, I'm good to go. My mama gonna be back. Like, and I'm saying like that. I think the baby was like, that baby had to be like 17 months. Like that baby was a baby. Like wasn't one, but wasn't two. You know what I'm saying? And she just left that child. And it's not funny, but it's completely mind blowing to me, because I'm like, that's why I say what I say. Like, it's so important that we're putting this stuff in these children that are, especially in the world that we're in right now, that they know how important it is to know what love is and to be shown that, because you can not have that and not receive that and grow up to be so desperate and just needing it so bad that you neglect everything, you know what I'm saying, for a man, because you're wanting to be loved this bad. And it also could be some mental issues there where it just, you know what I mean? I don't know. But there's still like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Then you got women out here that's murdering their kids over because I think you having sex with my husband, like the lady in what was she in Maryland or
yeah, Baltimore. Yeah, she was in Baltimore.
She murdered her 11-year-old daughter
Oh my
last month
gosh.
because she thought she was having sex with her husband. You know what I'm saying? And it's like these young Black girls are going through this. Then the little girl, the Naziah Harris, that trial has been going on forever. I don't know if you heard about that, Joose, but you know,
Amber had to put me on because she was like,
me
it was all
either.
over the place. I'm like, man, I don't even remember hearing about that.
It's wild. Like this little 13-year-old girl. So the guy's name was what's his last name? Butts. What was his first? Can't think of his name right now.
Start with a J. God, Jarvis. Was it Jarvis? Jarvis Butts.
This man had been known to be a textbook pedophile.
PDF. We gotta say PDF though. There's certain words we can't say on the joint. So PDF.
PDF. Okay, he was out here grooming and doing the things, to get what he wanted, and it's just wild to me. And this young girl, he murdered her.
Was she did you say she was like pregnant with his child?
Yeah. So they were having relations, and with this trial, it's text messages coming out from between he and the young girl, and then text messages. So, and I believe that she was under her aunt's custody, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have all of the details because if I'm being honest, watching that is very triggering for me. Like, it's just, I don't, some things I just can't deal with mentally, It was an aunt and a grandmother, but long story short, like the aunt was texting her like, "Oh, I know you messing with him and I'm sleeping with my man." And I'm like, she's 13. Like, I don't give a daggone if she did. I don't care if she did. That means that something is happening within her. Something's missing, that she feels like that what she's doing is completely okay and appropriate. You understand what I'm saying? And it's your job to protect her from situations like that and people like that, because they don't need to be nowhere near her. But instead, you're attacking her and shaming her and making her feel, yes, what's happening is wrong, but you're making her feel like she's the problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's not cool. And it ended up being that, her last communications with him was, hey, I need you to get me a pregnancy test and all this stuff. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna come pick you up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And gone. And it turned out that she was pregnant, and she gone. She's no longer living. And the trial is still going on right now to this day. Like, to this day, he's still on trial for that, because it's so many people involved in that, and nobody protected that little girl. Nobody protected her, even down to his own children. He had his own children and had been grooming them and doing these things like this. This wasn't a secret of who this man was. And this woman, the aunt, still dated him and made him. And to me, I'm like, why would you even date somebody like that? Like, why would you even want to date a man like that?
Well, doesn't it go back to what you were initially saying? Like, just looking for, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's wild. It's wild, man. And it's scary. And that's why I said what I said, because, I'm having to be more aware in what I'm doing and the type of love that I show my child. You know what I mean? Because I don't ever want her to be in a situation where she feels less than or feels like she's not receiving any type of love. Like, and I'm not an affectionate person. Like, I just never have been. And I find myself having to, like, Ray can come in here and give me a hug, and then come in here 2 seconds later, like, I need another hug. And I just be like, here you go. You know what I mean? And it's overwhelming as that is for me. I have to do it because I need her to know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And we have to protect them. You know what I mean? Even our young boys too. You know what I'm saying? And it's happening. And I'm not saying that it's not happening in other communities, but I'm concerned about my community. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's very important that we know what love is and how to show it, even to our friends, even to, just even if it's not your kid. Like, you just, like, back in the day, like, we were protected at all costs by anybody's parent. It didn't matter, anybody's auntie or whatever, and it's like nowadays everybody is so concerned on minding their business. You know what I'm saying? Instead of really being involved in making sure that we're all protected in some way. I don't know, man. It's just, it's a lot. That's a lot to take in, and it's a lot to have to bear, knowing that we are the ones that are raising these kids, and whether they're your kids or not, that heck, they gonna be the ones that's gonna be making the decisions when we in somebody's home somewhere later on in life. We're gonna get old, and it's gonna be their job to start bringing up the world.
Hey,
And
you're right,
we
though.
gotta teach them this stuff. I don't know. I could go on for hours.
Nah, you cool. You cool. But that's the importance of community versus a neighborhood. A neighborhood is just a group of people who live beside each other, or whatever. But a community, everybody knows everybody. They got a vested interest in seeing this thing grow and be the best it can possibly be. So yeah, that's why I always want to always talk about being a part of a community, and not more so a neighborhood, man. That story you had sent me about the young lady in Baltimore who did that to her child. The one thing, it made me actually research it said plastic drain cleaner with spiked, how did they have it?
The
Plastic
snake.
That's what I looked up. And I was like, so how's she choke her with some drain cleaner? I'm thinking the actual
Drano.
liquid stuff. Then I looked it up, and it's like the hair snake. Like she choked
Yeah.
an 11-year-old
gosh.
baby with the hair snake joint.
Yep.
Nah, Joose, before that, because the 5-year-old daughter told on her to the police, before that, she killed the rabbit, the dog, and I think a cat. She said that she beat it with a hammer in her knee and said, this what'll happen to you if you don't tell me the truth. Because she had asked her the same thing about sleeping with her man. So she killed the animals, put them in the trash can, and left them there, because when the police talked to the little girl, she told them that they went and found them in the same spot she was talking about. So yeah, man, moms was thrown off for a while.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
11-year-old girl gone, like gone. Like, it made me seeing all these stories, it made me go think back about the movie Precious. Like, and it's like when I first watched that movie, I forget when it came out, but I know I was much younger than what I am now, and it just didn't register to me. But as I'm seeing these articles and in this news, and I'm like, yo, like, this is real life. Like, when that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally the depiction of, the character that Monique played. Like, there's so many women out here like that. You know what I mean? Like that, just that have that jealousy and that hatred towards their own, because they didn't receive love. So then they couldn't give it. You know what I mean? And it turns into a sickness. You end up creating this actual narrative in your mind that you really, and actually really start to believe that that this person is my enemy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how could you think that when you created this life? But then you got to think about how this life was created. And it's just weird to kind of see these movies and things like that happen in real life. Like that's a real thing. And at the time when I watched that movie, I couldn't believe that. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like everything it's literally happening.
Yeah, it's actually like the norm
it's
in
scary to me.
a lot of households, man. Like, that's the norm now, man. It's just weird, man. It's a whole new generation, whole new things from what we went through. It's just weird to me, but hey, I don't get it.
So there's competition. The mothers are saying their daughters is competition.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. A very real thing.
So that movie Precious is kind of like y'all's Color Purple. What Color Purple did for the black male image, how they made Mr. look like that's how all black dudes were supposed to be. Monique's character in Precious is y'all's Mr. from Color Purple.
Yeah, pretty much. Much.
That is terrifying. Nah, I mean, we laugh, but that's terrifying, man. Like, cause where do you go? Where do you go when it's the female that's the one doing the abusing? Cause that's the one you're supposed to go run and hide behind their leg when something happening. You know what I mean? Like, she's supposed to protect you from pops or whatever the case may be. But hell, if she the one inflicting the serious injury on you, where you go from there?
Yeah, that's where you get your refuge. You know what I'm saying? And like, you can't even do that. Like, it's real. It's very real, man. Like I said, I just those are the things that I just consider, being a young Black woman raising another. You know what I'm saying? And how serious it is to make sure that we're just instilling instilling love into everybody. We have to pour into each other. Now is the time, and that's just my message from all of that. Now is the time to do that. We're the days. This world is wild. There's so much other things going on other than that. But like I said, when it comes to my community, that's where I'm at with that. Like love, love, love. That's what we need. It's very important.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a red hoodie on. That's yeah, I got nah, but for real, yeah. I feel and I think the major basis to all that, man, is not even necessarily two-parent household, but like being coupled up, just being coupled up, man. We stronger together. So
yeah,
when I say we stronger together, you don't necessarily got to be somebody that's of your same ethnicity, man. As long as y'all love each other and know what that means to y'all, man. Link up,
exactly,
go forward.
Exactly.
Link up and go forward, man. So happy Valentine's Day to everybody who actually celebrated it. One time for the females who take being a mom serious, like Amber was talking about, understanding that their children are watching them. So whatever you do is going to be a reflection on them because they're going to pick up your habits, good or bad.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and to the Black men, of course, that are being role models for their daughters and sons of what it's supposed to look like to be a man, yo. Yeah, appreciate y'all, for real. Appreciate every last one of y'all, man. God almighty, boy. I ain't expect us to go like that on here.
You're welcome.
I mean, we normally have this kind of conversation in the living room, you know what I'm saying, when ain't nobody really around, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Just a little insight. That's, give us something to think about.
But these kind of conversations are necessary because they're necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like as necessary as, everyone felt. I mean, we could have talked about the Super Bowl.
I mean, we could have.
He said we could have.
Talk about that.
We could have. There was no love there. There was a lot of fertility whooping going on in that one.
He had a message. He had a message to get off his chest and let y'all know.
Who had the message? Who you say had the message, Amber?
Kendrick.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
He had, yeah. Okay, so y'all did watch the halftime show. Well, at least.
Yeah.
Bet. So this will be the transition.
From beginning to the end. Surprisingly, I did. I was very invested. And it was good all around for me. Like I said, shout out to Tubi. Didn't nobody owe me nothing. Everything was free. All right. Chicken wings was free from the EBT.
Good for you.
I had a good time. I enjoyed the whole experience.
I loved it too. I had a great time watching it. It was great.
I didn't watch the game because I had to work early the next morning. Plus, YouTube always has the clips for me the next day, so I can watch a whole game while I'm handling business in the morning. If like most of us do, about 14 minutes. I saw the whole game in 14 minutes.
That's really what it was.
Yeah. Only thing I was interested in seeing was the halftime performance and how it was going to be presented. Because just the simple fact that he was selected to do the halftime show, it was already a mind-blowing win for me and what I like about hip-hop, like not rap, but hip-hop. What Kendrick Lamar performing at the halftime show is equivalent to had Nas performed back in the 90s. Like nobody would have expected it. He doesn't make the kind of music that's halftime show performance, I ain't gonna say worthy, but that doesn't fit that. That's not what he does. That's not what he's about. That's not what he's for. And the whole 13, 14 minutes of his halftime show, that's what he kept saying. And I was like, well, hey, appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Man, I'm telling you, me and my brother, man, we debated about this like during the halftime show. Because he was like, I just felt like it could have been more. It could have been more. And I'm like, that's not what he does. Like, he's literally telling you, this is not what I do, but I'm going to make it do what it do. And that's why I said I appreciated it. Like, even before it was all over social media, because it didn't take any time for there to be so much to be said on social media about this. Like, I mean, so much, oh, you missed this point, you missed that point, and, yada, 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 it should have been Wayne, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, that man, and it's funny because I told this and I said, this was a whole art show. It was an art piece. That's what it was. And if you didn't expect that and expected something completely different, you don't know anything about Kendrick Lamar. Like, you don't know anything about him. If you expected it to be, oh, he should have brought somebody out and he should have did this and he should have did that, then you're not a fan.
Hey,
you don't
I'm
know
gonna tell
anything.
you right now, you ain't got to like Kendrick Lamar, okay? Because everybody has their own opinion. You ain't got to like Kendrick Lamar. But if you like hip hop, just hip hop in general, the rap game, he killed it. You can't deny that. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm hearing people and seeing people online
Yeah.
putting like it was trash. I'm like, no, how? Like, you're just trying to do this for attention. You want people to read your comment because there's no way you could say that Kendrick Lamar's show was trash. I mean, there's no validity to it. None. It was a dope show.
Well, okay. So just to be on the side of somebody who might have said they didn't like the show, I could see why.
Why not? Because
I could see why they who didn't like it would say they didn't like it. And no. Because if that's the case, they would have stopped watching halftime performances ever since they said Jay-Z was in charge. Well, Rock Nation was in charge.
That's what I'm saying.
You ain't seen a white person perform since Jay-Z has been in charge. So that's no. See, okay, so the normal halftime show audience is popular culture. So what they didn't have was a pop artist. So you don't have like a bunch of top 40 hits or top Billboard smashes that play on the radio all the time. And the songs he does have that play on the radio, they're not really into those. Again, the biggest song he performed was a diss track to one of the most popular artists in recent history. So the thing that they didn't like was it wasn't a lot of there was not a lot of choreographed dance numbers and things like that. Because when they talk about why they didn't like it, they're going to compare it to the Beyoncés, the Princes, the Michael Jacksons, the Janet Jackson Super Bowl, which is unfair. You can't compare any Super Bowl to the Janet Jackson Super Bowl. Right. You can't show breast and then tell me, nah, I'm not competing with nipple. You crazy. Nah, you can't compete with areola, brother. So in that aspect, I can understand why they would be like, I didn't like it. It didn't move the needle for me. But as soon as the man started performing and he drops the line,
the wrong person
will be televised. Yep. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. I'm like, okay, so this is gonna go exactly how I thought it was gonna go. Then he teased the Not Like Us song by saying I want to do it, but they might sue me. Then he went into something a little more safe. And the way he had Samuel L. Jackson like narrating the whole setup as Uncle Sam, being,
it was
being
crazy.
Pop cultural America, Uncle Sam, that was dope, man. That was dope.
Yeah. It was so cool. Dope. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I loved every second of it. And that's what I was explaining to Justin. I was like, who was supposed to come out? Like, because, you think about it, like Beyonce was on the stage with Bruno and and I don't even think that was her Super Bowl halftime. I think that halftime was Maroon. Was it Maroon 5 or was it Maroon 5? It was a rock band.
Yeah, but remember the Beyonce concert? He came out, well, not concert, but the halftime show. Remember, he came out. Kendrick Lamar's been on the Super Bowl halftime show a couple times already. He came out. I believe so. He came out and did the verse on that Beyonce Freedom joint at Super Bowl halftime, right? If I ain't mistaken. With the all black on.
Yep.
He did that. He came out during the Dr. Dre set a couple years ago.
It's only right. If people say it should have been Lil Wayne, like,
so
I don't get it twisted. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Lil Wayne, like what he would have done, but I think Kendrick did the best. I mean, he had a message. It was the perfect place and the perfect time to do that message with over 133 million people watching. So whether you liked it or not, the message still got received. So that's crazy, man. He killed it. He murdered it.
Yeah.
Congratulations to that man. Like I said last time,
You said
congratulations
to
to TDE.
RDE. What'd you
They're
say?
having a serious run right now. Don't you
What'd you
want
say?
her Grammy? I
Oh,
did not.
TDE.
No, I did not. I said TDE. I said top dog entertainment. The other dog
I just knew
entertainment.
he was gonna say that though. Like
I like that.
say that.
The other dog entertainment. So this weekend, the excitement level is down.
Wow.
Because it's NBA All Star Weekend, and yeah.
Exciting thing. Why?
What made the old All Star game exciting used to be the slam dunk contest, which is not worth watching like anymore. For one, I don't know what I'm gonna see that I haven't seen in a dunk contest, unless you go get some guys who aren't in the NBA to do it for some money. I think I forget who said it, who proposed that somebody from the NBA sponsor a dunker from a whatever city, and whoever wins, they donate the money to charity or give some of it to the guy who actually wins, then donate the rest to charity. Because like on the social media accounts, you can see some guys doing some pretty incredible stuff, but they're not in the league or anything like that. The fact that the reigning NBA slam dunk champion is playing in the G League.
Did he win 2 of them or just one?
That doesn't sit well,
that's
man.
crazy.
Oh, I don't know.
2.
Yeah,
he won 2.
Who are we talking about?
Mac McClung, 6'2", went to Georgetown University. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't no conspiracy. He won. He went out there and did his thing. But the simple fact that no NBA superstar, I'll put it that way, no NBA superstar gets involved in the dunk contest anymore. Like the last one that had some hype around it, I'm gonna say the Vince Carter one, because we all knew who was gonna win that one, but it was still exciting to watch.
Okay.
Steve Francis did his thing in that dunk contest too, but he had to know who was playing for second place. I'm just saying. Who's performing for the NBA All-Star Weekend?
San
My
Francisco.
point exactly.
Where is it at now?
Exactly.
Yeah, Steph Curry is hosting it.
Okay.
I mean, it's gonna be some fun out there. Don't get it twisted.
Okay.
You know, if I didn't have the obligations I got going on right now, I'd definitely be in San Francisco right now for these next 2 days, because it's going down. It was in the Bay, Bay. Hey.
Okay.
That's how they say it, right? Yay.
A lot happens in the Bay Area.
That's the Bay.
In the Bay.
In the Bay Gate. The Bay Gate.
You're not interested in the
And I'm not interested in NBA All-Star Weekend.
Do they still have the
Which one?
The comedy show? Didn't they used to do like an NBA All-Star like a comedy All-Star
Shaq had
comedy
one, I
show?
know that.
Didn't they do that around that time? They do like
I was gonna say, I know Shaq used to do that like himself, just put on the show. I don't know if it was like correlated with the actual All-Star Weekend, but it might just be like Shaquille O'Neal's All-Star comedy lineup or something like that.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't know if that correlated or not. I thought it did, but I could be very wrong.
I mean, they should. If they got to do something, man. They got to do something. Because the NBA isn't worth watching until the playoffs.
No, not at all.
Like, I don't care about the NBA until the playoffs.
When is the playoffs?
April.
But I'll tell you right now,
June.
The All-Star Weekend, I mean,
June.
Even like you said, the one with Vince Carter, it could go even deeper than that, man. Like, it's always used to be a big main event for me to watch. I used to love to watch, the 3-point contest, the dunk contest, the celebrity All-Star game, and then the regular All-Star game after that. I used to love that, but it's got so died down now. They don't play at all. You know what I mean? They don't play no kind of defense. They just be like, out there lollygagging. It's not even fun to watch. You know what I mean? It's not fun to watch at all. Like, we used to watch Jordan, Iverson, Kobe, Shaq, and they used to like play around the first 2 quarters. You know what I mean? For the half. But then after the half, when the halftime was over, they come out there for the last 2 quarters and run it. They try to run it up. I remember that. They used to run it up hard too. Like it used to be crazy. But now you watch it, it's like, I don't even want to watch it. You know what I mean? And like you said, who's performing? It's not even the same. Like you already like, I don't know. It's just a whole different thing, man. These times are changing for the worse, man, on every level, man. On every level.
Hey, man, well, it's a good time to start watching women's college
Yes.
basketball because they're still competitive.
Yes.
Like the other night, USC
One time for
beat
these
UCLA.
women out here, these women out here
One
represent.
time for Juju Watkins. Yeah. Yeah, they hooping, man. Yeah, they're hooping. I give it to them. Their storylines are a lot better than the guys. Your marquee teams in the I was gonna say WNBA. Gracious sakes, in the WNCAA is much better than the men's because you got your blue blood teams like my Tar Heels, man.
We stink, man. We stink this year,
Pitiful.
bro. We
Pitiful.
stink bad.
Pitiful ball out here.
It's terrible
Yeah.
to even watch. I mean, and we play today, by the way. We play Syracuse today. We have an 8-point favor. We're favored by 8 points.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna mention.
I don't know how in the world we are favored at all. First of all, man, that don't mean nothing when it comes to
The
the
name
name
on the jersey
and
The name on the
Amber, where
jersey,
she
bro.
go? Yeah, but you know the name on the jersey don't mean nothing, man.
She cool.
You know what I
She
mean?
cool.
When it comes to what's in the jersey.
That's the problem.
Please.
That's
Please,
the problem.
let's do
We'll
that.
say that
I'm ready for
a
that one.
whole sports episode.
Yeah, I'm ready for that one, brother.
We'll say that for a whole sports episode, brother.
Hey, Amber.
Yes, indeed. Oh, my. Had an incoming call, huh?
My mom's in my favorite, so when I'm on Do Not Disturb, her call still comes through.
Hey, man. Hey, if
Oh,
should
yeah.
nobody else be able to still get in touch with you, Mom Duke should still be able to get in touch with you. Well,
So
look, man,
Just like that.
we've come to the end of this episode. Yeah. But before I go, I love to give y'all parting words, man. Amber, what would you like to say to the folks before we get up out of here? Nah, I didn't
spread
see
the
that coming.
love.
She ain't see that coming.
I didn't. But spread love. Love is love, people. Let's love each other more. Stop the hatred, please. You know, do
What's up?
something nice for somebody
what's
you
up.
don't
I'm
know
with it.
once a week. That's all I'm
She said,
saying.
love is love.
Follow me at
Juice.
Joose Jones, Joose Jones. Follow me on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram. And from that on, we are raw dogging it. Holla at y'all next time. You know what it is.
Yeah, I want to give a couple of congratulations. Congratulations to my homegirl, Sam. She just had a bouncing baby boy. Congratulations to her. Congratulations to the homeboy, B Mac. B Mac got engaged on New Year's Eve. So the top of the year, yeah, Mac did his thing. Yeah, shout out to the homie Lo. She got a new coaching position. Still out there doing her thing, coaching women's basketball, of course. So congratulations to Lo.
I love that.
Larry June, 2 Chainz, Alchemist, Life is Beautiful. Dope album. Already one of my favorites of 2025. On the R&B side of things, the R&B duo, They, consisting of Dante Jones, Andrew, Drew Love, Neely. That was, I don't know whose phone that was, but all right. They put out their 4th studio album. God, I ain't even write down the name of the album, did I? No,
Hey, you said
did
it's
not.
called They?
That's the name of the group. The name of the group is They.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did
And
anyone listen to Teddy
for
Swims
the folks
album?
my age and older, long time ago. Yeah, long time ago. I was on
It's
the
on
road
repeat.
listening to that. What?
It's on repeat
Man,
for me right now.
you talk about singing?
That's it
You
right
talk
there.
about acting like I could sing for real?
Yes. I was very proud of him. Like, I really was. I'm like, that's a fire.
I got it. I'll do that.
I wasn't about to do that and mess people's ears up. Well, no.
Well, the one that he just came
That's
out with, this one just dropped in January. I think on the 20th.
So this the one with the song with Jivion on it? Or Giveon, that one? Or the
That
one
one
he
with
got with
Giveon is crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so this the one you're talking about, the new one. He got
That one
a
with
newer
Giveon
one.
is crazy.
Well, I have not. Then Amber, I am lying. I have not heard this one. I have not heard this one. Then I'm lying. All right. Jagged Edge got a new album out. Yes. Yeah. My fault on that one, homie. Yeah, you got me on that one. I had not heard that one. Jagged Edge, all original parts, volume 1. Y'all
Just
check
like
that
that.
out. I guess Amber's moms are still calling. So, yeah, just like that, man. We out of here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I want to say
Much
thank you so
love.
much to my guest, Amber Tha Hustla, Joose Jones. I'm your man, 58South. Remember, man, be kind
Hey.
and be careful. Cut the check.